Today I'm gonna be showing you how to make 4 of my favorite all-time vegan air fryer recipes that are pretty easy to make and just downright delicious. Let's make these, shall we? First, we're gonna start with air fried cauliflower, and I'm showing you 2 different recipes for that. One is buffalo cauliflower wings, which I have posted on my channel before, but this recipe is literally just so good that it deserves to be shown again, especially for those who have never seen it. The second type we are going to make is a sticky sesame cauliflower, which is literally so good. It's like an Asian dish. So the process for making both of these recipes is literally the same. The only difference is the different sauces that you make to flavor them. So obviously you're gonna have your buffalo style sauce, and then you're gonna have your sticky sesame sauce. So the first thing that we wanna do for the air fried cauliflower is make the batter. For the batter, we are using 3/4 cup of gluten-free all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1 1/4 cup of water, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna add that into a large bowl, whisk it all together until it's nice and combined. Also important, the secret to making the crispiest air fried cauliflower is using the cornstarch. So if you have like a corn intolerance or whatever and you can't use it, try potato starch. That should work the same and still make it crispy. All right, next we're going to break up our cauliflower into small little florets. And my favorite way that will literally change your life if you do it this way from now on is slamming the cauliflower on the countertop until all the little pieces break off. Make sure you keep it in the bag the entire time, or else cauliflower will go flying all over your kitchen. So once you slam the cauliflower on the counter and the pieces start breaking off, you can go ahead and take the bag off of your cauliflower, and then you can break it up even more into smaller pieces with your hands, or use a knife to chop them even smaller if that is what you want to do. So then once you have your cauliflower florets all broken up into small little pieces, you're gonna put them into a colander so that we can wash them thoroughly. All right, so once you have your cauliflower pieces washed, you're gonna pour them into a bowl. If you've seen my videos at all, you might notice that I love tofu. So I will be adding some pressed firm tofu into my cauliflower wings. I feel like it just gives it another nice little texture, and it gives you extra protein in your dish. It is completely optional, so if you don't want to, then just don't, but I'd recommend it. Once you have your cauliflower and optional tofu in your bowl, you're just gonna pour the batter into the bowl with the cauliflower and tofu and mix it all together until it is thoroughly combined. Our cauliflower and tofu is nice and coated, and now we're gonna put it in the air fryer, but I went ahead and lined my air fryer with parchment paper, and then you can put an even layer of cauliflower and tofu into your air fryer. Once you have your cauliflower in the basket, you're just going to put it in the air fryer and set it to 400, and I go for about 20 minutes, shaking mine halfway through. And then I have a lot of cauliflower, and you likely will too, and I always have to do mine in a few batches, which is totally fine. It'll just take a little bit longer. While your cauliflower is baking in the air fryer, getting nice and crispy, you can go ahead and make your sauces, and we're starting with the buffalo sauce today, using 1/2 cup of Frank's Red Hot Original Hot Sauce, 1/2 cup of vegetable broth, 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds, 3 teaspoons of tahini, and 3 teaspoons of coconut aminos. And do not sub the coconut aminos because it gives it a nice tiny little sweet flavor. So I just put my sauce ingredients in this little bitty blender so that your hemp seeds aren't whole. You don't want that. We just made our buffalo sauce, and now it's time for the sticky sesame sauce. So to a saucepan, you're going to add 1/3 cup of coconut aminos plus 2 tablespoons of that, and then 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Then I like to add in rice vinegar. With this recipe, I don't use any oil, so I use 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. And then you can use 4 to 6 cloves of minced garlic. I like to go for more garlic because, well, I love garlic. And I'm gonna use 1/2 teaspoon of ginger powdered, and then 1 teaspoon of sriracha, and literally my favorite brand is called the Sky Valley brand. Then we're going to add in a separate little bowl 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then 1/4 cup of water, and you're gonna whisk that together to make this cornstarch slurry. You're gonna bring your saucepan to the heat and put it on low to medium heat
Whisk it all together until it's nice and combined, and then you're gonna add in the cornstarch slurry, and then that's what's gonna make it thicken up a little bit, and you're gonna keep stirring until it's nice and thick without burning it. So once we have our cauliflower nice and crispy, I have separated mine into 2 different bowls, and then I have my buffalo sauce and my sticky sesame sauce, and then I'm gonna pour the separate sauces into the separate bowls. You're probably like, what? Where's the sesame? That comes at the very end. You sprinkle on some sesame seeds, and then voila, it is finished, it is done, and it is delicious. And now moving on to my air fried pickles, which is the perfect recipe for any party that you may have. For these air fried pickles, it actually uses the same exact batter as the cauliflower wings. So if you want to pair the cauliflower wings and the cauliflower sesame with the air fried pickles at a party to just graze on, this is the perfect combo because it's super convenient with only using 1 batter. And since you already know how to make the batter now, we are going to move straight into the breadcrumb coating that makes these air fried pickles super crispy. So in a food processor or blender, you're gonna start by adding 1/4 a cup of nutritional yeast. I like to use non-fortified nutritional yeast. I like the flavor of it better. Then I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This will make it super duper crispy. And then 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. And so I can't have gluten, so I make my own breadcrumbs by using Love Grown Power O's. Then I also use Simple Mills crackers. Then I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a little bit of pepper, and then just blend it all together. Okay, so once your breadcrumbs are done, go ahead and get out your pickles. I like using this brand. It's my favorite, Grillo's. Is that how you say it? Yeah, Grillo's pickles. And I'm just doing like the dill chips, but you could use spears or really, I guess, whatever kind of pickles you want. The process is just taking a pickle and then dipping it in your batter and then dipping it into the breadcrumbs. Make sure it's coated nice and evenly with the batter and then with the breadcrumbs. And then you're gonna place it into your air fryer basket, and you want it to be lined with parchment paper so that it doesn't stick to your air fryer basket. And then you're gonna put it in the air fryer at 400 for about 5 to 10 minutes. So you want to check it after 5 minutes and maybe flip them over and then see how much longer you need to go depending on your air fryer. Once you have your air fried pickles to your crispiness liking, you can go ahead and serve them on a plate with some vegan ranch. I already have some made, but I have a video of how to make my vegan ranch. You can click the link in the description below for that ranch recipe. It goes great with everything. Moving right along to our chickpea zucchini falafel. This recipe is absolutely delicious, and it's perfect because you can serve it in so many different ways. You can eat it plain, you can serve it with your favorite vegan tzatziki sauce. I have a recipe that I'll link down below. And then you could also serve it with your favorite vegan ranch, which the recipe that I used earlier is also great for that. You could serve it in a gyro. The options are endless with this delicious falafel. So the first step for your chickpea zucchini falafel is to grate your zucchini. I'm just using 2 zucchini stalks, vegetables, you know, 2 zucchinis, whatever they're called. I'm using the food processor with a grater attachment because that makes my life literally so much easier. But if you just have a grater, then you could use that as well. So once your zucchini is grated, you're going to grab a kitchen towel or tea towel. If you have to, you could use paper towel. Spread out your zucchini in an even layer, sprinkle on some salt, and then squeeze out all of the water from the zucchini. After you squeeze out all of the water, you're going to place it in a colander in the sink. You can sprinkle a little bit more salt if you want, you don't have to, and really let the water drain out so that there is no extra moisture and you don't end up with soggy falafel. So once you have let your zucchini set and really drain from all of the water, you can go ahead and place all of the ingredients into a blender, beginning with the grated zucchini. Then you're gonna add in 1 can of drained and rinsed chickpeas, about 1/4 cup of fresh parsley. I love adding the fresh parsley to this dish. Then I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup or so of breadcrumbs. And again, I am just using some crushed up Simple Mills crackers and some Love Grown Power O's as my breadcrumb blend. So that is up to you with what you choose to use. I'll also be adding in 2 teaspoons of cumin and 4 cloves of garlic. I'm also gonna sprinkle in some salt and pepper. So once your falafel mixture is blended all together and it's nice and thick, you can go ahead and start forming it into patties or balls. I like to form mine into more of like a patty shape because it cooks a lot faster in the air fryer like that. And you're gonna put it in the air fryer evenly spaced out on parchment paper, and you're gonna set it to 400 for about 10 minutes or so. So after your falafel has been in the air fryer for about 10 minutes or longer, depending on your air fryer, you can go ahead and serve them up. Again, the options are endless with these gyros, lettuce wraps with tzatziki sauce. Really, the options are endless and up to you. So we both know you can never have too many air fryer recipes, which is exactly why you should click right here, because I put a playlist together of all my air fryer recipes that I've made on my channel so far. So go ahead and check that out, give it a little click, and I'll see you in the next video.